Hi all, today we will be doing a problem from the topic equilibrium conditions from the subject engineering mechanics. So this is the problem. A rope 9 meter long is connected at points A and B, 2 points on the same level, which are 8 meters apart. A load of 300 Newton is suspended from a point C on the rope 3 meter away from A. What load connected to a point D on the rope 2 meter from B is necessary to keep the portion CD parallel to AB? So a lot of things are actually given in this question. So based on this data, let us try to draw the figure. So the figure will be somewhat like this. So what is mentioned in this question? We have a rope which is having a length of 9 meters in total. And what we are doing is like we are taking this rope which is having 9 meters and we are tying it between A and B. And the distance between A and B is given as, so you can see A and B are 2 points on the same level. So I have marked A as well as B on the same level and they are 8 meters apart. So the distance between them is 8 meters. I have marked it there. Then what I have done is I am placing a load of 300 Newton and it is suspended from a point C on the rope. Okay, we have point C and I am suspending a load of 300 Newton. And one more thing is mentioned. This point C is where it is 3 meter away from A. So along the rope, I have to travel through a distance of 3 meters so that I will reach a point C. And at this particular point, what I will do? I will put a load of 300 Newton as shown in this figure so that the string or the rope will get deflected like this. Now what they are asking, so when you put only this 300, how the shape will be? It will be like ACB. Okay, it will be like a triangle. Now what they have mentioned is like what load connected to point D. There is another point D which is at a distance of 2 meter from B. So from B you have to travel a distance of 2 meter so that we will get a point D. And in this point, we are going to place another weight which is having magnitude capital W so that we should satisfy a condition. What should be the condition? When we are placing the second weight along with this 300 kilonewton, what should happen? This part, that is CD, should be parallel to AB. So here it is mentioned what load connected to point D on the rope 2 meter from B is necessary to keep the portion CD parallel to AB. So this is the figure for this problem. Now what we are supposed to find out is the magnitude of this load W. So how can we find it out? So basically what we can do is like, if you observe, this is a string or a rope and on this we are suspending 2 weights. So what will happen? Some tension will be induced in this string. So in order to find the value of W, what you have to do? You have to concentrate on point D and draw the free body diagram of point D so that we will have force W acting in the downward direction. We will have a tensile force acting towards the left in this string DC and we will have a tensile force acting in the upward direction in the string DB. But the problem here is we don't know the value of FDB as well as FDC. Also, we don't know the value of W. So we cannot apply conditions of equilibrium and find the value of these 3 unknown quantities. We have only 2 equilibrium conditions, that is sigma fx is equal to 0 and sigma fy is equal to 0. But the number of unknowns here is 3. So we cannot solve that. So what we can do? Let's take another point C which is near to point D. So if you analyze point C, you can see we have a load which is acting in the downward direction, but we already know the magnitude of this load which is 300 Newton. Then we have a string CA. So there will be a tensile force acting in the upward direction that we don't know the value. Then we have CD. This is also a rope. So we will have a tensile force acting to the right. For this also we don't know the value. So let us take these forces are TCA and TCD. But if you see point C, we have only 2 unknown forces. One force is known to us. So we again have 2 equilibrium conditions. Sigma fx is equal to 0 and sigma Fy is equal to 0. So we can easily solve and find the value of FCD, the force in string CD. So once you get the magnitude of force in string CD, what you can do? You can go to point D and analyze this. So now what is the advantage? We already know the tension in the string CD or DC. The only unknowns are now force in dB as well as W. So after getting the value of force in the string CD, we can analyze point D by applying equilibrium conditions. That is sigma fx is equal to 0 and sigma fy is equal to 0. But there is a problem that if you want to apply equilibrium conditions at point C or point D, what we have to do is like we have a force acting in this rope which is in the inclined direction. So we have to resolve that. For resolving the force, we need the angle with respect to x-axis or y-axis. So now the problem is how to find this angle. So let us try to do that. So based on the condition, I have drawn this figure, and in this I have marked two more points. One is point E, another one is point F. As you can see in this figure, we have point E, which is in the very same level of C, and I have point F which is in the level of D. I mean in line with C and in line with D. And let me mark this distance as X, that is AE is equal to X. And we already know the string, the total length of the string was 9 meters. And this 300 kilonewton was suspended at a distance of 3 meter from A. And this W was suspended at a distance of 2 meter from B. So that 5 meter out of the 9 meter is already gone. The remaining distance of the rope is, remaining length of the rope is only 4 meter. That is 9 minus 3 minus 2, which is 4 meter. So the length of CD will be 4 meter. Now, if you are assuming AE is equal to X, EF will be what? EF is actually parallel to CD and it is having the same length. So if CD is 4 meter, EF will be automatically 4 meter. We also know one thing, that is this total length AB will be equal to how much? AB will be equal to 8 meters. That was also given in the question. AB was equal to 8 meter. Now this distance is X, this is 4. So that what will be the remaining distance? 8 minus 4, which is 4 minus X. So the remaining distance will be 4 minus X. So that is how I have written the values provided in this figure. Okay, this X is assumed, 4 meter is same as CD, then total distance AB is 8 meter, so 8 minus 4, which will give me 4 as the final value. From that, what I have to subtract? I have to subtract the distance X, so that I will get the remaining distance, so 4 minus X. I hope you understood up to this point. Now I have marked one more thing, which is this height, EC. So what is this height? EC is marked as Y units. So if EC is Y, then obviously FD will be equal to Y itself, because they are also parallel and on the same level. So if EC is Y, FD should be also equal to Y units. Let us see why we are marking all these measurements here. Now, if you consider one triangle, that is triangle ACE. So let us take this triangle ACE. This is a right angle triangle. Let me mark this angle as theta. Okay, and please do understand, we need to find out, or we need to resolve the force acting in rope AC, and this theta is starting from the line of action of this force and ending in the vertical y-axis. So I have marked this theta. Now what if you look into this expression, since this is a right angle triangle, so what we can do is like we can apply Pythagoras theorem. So what is Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus altitude square. Or in other words, what will be altitude square? Hypotenuse square minus base square. So if you see this right angle triangle, X will be your base, 3 will be your hypotenuse, Y will be your altitude. So let us do one thing. Let us try to find out the value of Y. So therefore we will get Y square is equal to 3 square minus X square. Okay, that is altitude square is equal to hypotenuse square minus base square. Okay. Now what we can do? We can consider the next triangle, that is BDF. So we have one more triangle here. In this, let us mark this angle as 5 units. Okay. So now, but we also know FD is equal to EC, which is equal to Y itself. So let us again apply Pythagoras theorem here. So when you apply Pythagoras theorem, similarly, we will get Y square is equal to 2 square minus 4 minus X the whole square. That is, this altitude square is equal to 2 square hypotenuse square minus base square. Base is 4 minus x. So minus 4 minus x the whole square. Let us simplify this. What we are doing here is like, so if you see, we right now have two equations. One is y square is equal to 3 square minus x square. Second one is y square is equal to 2 square minus 4 minus x the whole square. But if you see both these equations, on left hand side you have y square itself. So that what will happen? Right hand side should be equal. So what we can do is like, we can equate the right hand side of the first equation to right hand side of the second equation. So it will be 3 square minus x square equal to 2 square minus 4 minus x the whole square. So that is what is written here. 3 square minus x square. This one is equal to 2 square minus 4 minus x the whole square. Now let us simplify this. What is 3 square? 3 square is 9. Then we have x square. 2 square is 4 minus a minus b the whole square. What is a minus b the whole square? A square minus 2ab plus b square. So a square, that is 16, minus 2 into 4 into x, that is 2 into 4, 8 times x, plus b square, that is x square. But we have a minus sign outside. So when you take this minus side inside, what will happen? We were having positive 16, that will become minus 16. We were having positive x square, that will become minus x square. And we were having minus 8x, that will become 8x, positive 8x, because we were having a minus sign outside the bracket. So it will be like this. Now let us further simplify this, and you can see it will come as 8 times x is equal to 21. And from this, you can get the value of x, and x will be coming as 2.625 meters. So this is the value of x. That means this is the value of this side AB. So now if you see this triangle, we have the hypotenuse, we have the base. Okay, both these lengths are known to us. So why don't we find out the value of theta? If we get the value of theta, you can resolve the force TAC. So let's try to find out the value of theta. From this, sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Therefore, sine theta is equal to opposite side, which is x divided by hypotenuse, that is 3. And the value of x is found to be 2.625. Substitute it, and sine theta will be equal to 0.875, from which theta is equal to sine inverse of 0.875. So once you do that in your calculator, you will get theta is equal to 61.04 degrees. That means this angle is theta is 61.04 degrees. In a similar fashion, why don't we calculate the value of phi also? So right now we know the value of x. X is 2.625. What will be the base in the second triangle? That is FB, 4 minus x, which is 2.625. So let us substitute that. So in this, sine phi is equal to opposite side, that is 4 minus x divided by hypotenuse, which is 2. So we are writing it 4 minus x divided by 2. X, the value of x is 2.625. Substitute it. Therefore 4 minus 2.625 divided by 2, which will come around 0.6875. Now how you can find out the value of phi? Phi will be equal to sine inverse of this quantity, which will come around 43.43 degrees. So now we have found out the value of theta as well as phi, so that we can easily resolve both the forces in drop AC as well as DB when we consider the free body diagram at C as well as D. So now let us do that and try to get the value of W. So now let us first of all consider point C, or the equilibrium of point C. So what all forces will be there? We will be having the weight acting in the downward direction. We will have the tension in CD, as well as we will have the tension in CA. So please be careful when you mark the direction. Since we are analyzing with respect to C, the tension's direction will be in the upward direction for CA, whereas tension in CD will be to the right. So the diagram will be something like this. You will have TCD, which is the tension in CD. We have TAC, which is the tension in drop AC, and this theta angle is obtained as 61.04. We have found it out, right? Then the remaining force is 300 Newton, which is acting in the downward direction. Let's try to apply equilibrium conditions, starting with sigma Fv is equal to 0, resolving forces vertically. Sigma Fv is equal to 0. That means, first of all, let's find sigma Fv. What will be the value of sigma Fv? Here we have TAC acting like this. So this will be having a vertical component whose value will be equal to TAC times cos 61.04. It will be a positive quantity because this component will be acting in the upward direction, minus 300. 300 is acting in the downward direction, can be equated to what? It can be equated to 0. So we will get TAC cos theta minus 300 is equal to 0. Next, so from this expression, why don't we calculate the value of TAC? We already know the value of theta. Therefore, we can take this 300 to the other side. So it will become positive. Then TAC will be equal to 300 divided by cos theta, where value of theta is 61.04. So it will come as 619.58 newtons. So we now got the value of TAC. But our need was to calculate the value of TCD. Then we can come to point D and substitute the value, right? So let us try to find it out. So for this, what we have to do is like, we will now resolve the forces in the horizontal direction and apply the next condition of equilibrium, which is sigma Fh is equal to 0. So what will happen? We have this force TAC, which will be having a horizontal component of TAC times sine 65. So please do remember the theta is starting from the y-axis and ending on the line of action, and we are resolving with respect to this angle. So x component will be having the component with sine part. Okay, so TAC sine 61.04. So you can see the force is acting to the left, therefore minus TAC sine theta. And we have another force TCD, which is acting in the right direction, so it will be positive. So in total we have TCD minus TAC sine theta is equal to 0. Okay, so from this we can substitute the value of theta and we can calculate the value of TAC. So let's do that. So now we already know the value of TAC, so we will substitute the value of TAC as well as theta, and we will find out the value of TCD. So therefore TCD is equal to, so this is minus, so we will take it to the other side. TCD is equal to TAC sine theta. So substitute the value. TAC was obtained as 619.58 and theta was obtained as 61.04. So once we substitute the value, we can see that TCD is obtained as 542.11 Newton. So once you have the value of TCD, what we can do? We can analyze point D. Okay, so let's try to do it. Now let's try to apply the equilibrium conditions. So starting with sigma Fh or sigma Fx is equal to 0. So we have to resolve the force. Inclined force is Tdb. When we resolve that into the x-axis, the angle is with respect to y-axis. So what will be the component? Tdb times sine phi. So Tdb sine phi, since the component is acting to the right, sine will be positive. And to the left, we have another force, which is 542 newtons. So we will substitute that. So here it is written as TCD, and that can be equated to 0. Now we will substitute the values. So from this, TDB is equal to what? TCD divided by sine phi, and here TCD is 542.11 and sine of phi is obtained as 43.43. So substitute that value and get the value of TDB. TDB in this case is 788.56. So we obtained the value of tension in this rope also. But our target is to find the value of W. So let us try to resolve the forces in the vertical direction also. Or in other words, let us take the second condition of equilibrium, that is sigma Fv is equal to 0 or Fy is equal to 0. So what will happen? We have TdB cos phi acting in the upward direction and W acting in the downward direction. These two are the only forces which is acting in the vertical direction. So the summation of these forces should be equal to 0. So TdB cos phi minus W is equal to 0. We already know the value of TdB as well as phi. So let us substitute that and get the value of W. So once you substitute the value of TdB as well as phi, you can see that W is coming around 572.66. So this is how we will solve the problem. So for this, you have to understand we have done, or we have taken a different step in which we have assumed this length as x. This was 4 meter. This was 4 minus x. And we have taken the height as y units. Then we consider this triangle, applied Pythagoras theorem, found out an equation for y square. Similarly, we have y here. So we focused on the second triangle, again repeated the same procedure and produced an equation for y square. And we equated the right hand side of both these equations and found out the value of x. So once you get the value of x, you can get the value of theta and phi. So that is the main difference in this problem. So I hope you already understood how we have completed this problem.